40 years ago today, Nottingham Forest played our first ever game in the European Cup. It's now called the Champions League, but back then it was a real Champions League. Only the champions of the domestic European leagues would play against each other in a pure knockout tournament. So who would Forest draw in this exciting new adventure for us? What European legends would we play against? Liverpool from England, who were defending the European Cup for the third year running. When you talk about football rivalries, you can forget Derby or Leicester for us, or even Manchester United for Liverpool. Back then, Forest-Liverpool was one of the biggest rivalries in global football, and it was forged in this night at the City Ground. It's a legacy so big that Liverpool still chant about us to this day. We're here in the dressing room at the City Ground. Imagine what the atmosphere would have been like in here in the hours and the minutes just before kick-off. Well, we don't have to imagine. We're joined by two men who were not only here in that room before kick-off, but played in the game and scored in it. We're joined by Garry Birtles and Colin Barrett. Fellas, welcome back to the City Ground.
Thank you. Thank you.
Should we go and recreate history?
Why not indeed?
Come on, you ready? So before the game, you'd drawn against Liverpool, who are the defending double champions of Europe. Forest obviously champions of England, so there must have been a fair bit of confidence. But Liverpool, probably the most intimidating draw you could have had.
Well, the worst draw, I always remember John McGovern saying we're desperate to go to Italy, to France, to Spain. Didn't happen, we got the defending champions. But Brian Clough and Peter Taylor used to instill things in you that you're better than anybody, respect your opposition, but you know our group of players are better. And when you're told that and you go out with that in your mind, you feel $1 million. And that group of players at that particular point were absolutely fantastic. They'd won the league before, so they knew they could beat Liverpool. And we didn't think we could lose that game. We went out there full of confidence.
Garry, we've got an empty pitch and I've brought a ball. Should we recreate that goal right here, right now?
Well, if the groundsman will allow us to, he's out there prodding the turf. But yeah, why not? Let's go and do it, as long as it's a bit closer than the actual night in question.
We'll have a kick about until we get told off. Right, come on. So Garry, the goal is set up by Tony Woodcock, who passes it to you and then you deliver one of the greatest finishers in English football.
Little flicker. Woodcock and Birtles has got it. His first ever goal for Nottingham Forest.
Should we recreate it?
Why not
I'll be
indeed?
Tony Woodcock. I haven't quite got the hair.
He's still got more than you now.
Has he? Yeah. And he's slimmer.
It was just a jump back there, wasn't it?
So in that game, I mean, by modern standards, in the 86th minute, Forest would not be trying to score goals, they'd be trying to defend and close the door.
No, but you take your opportunity when they arise, and the massive gaps started to appear late on in the game because Liverpool were trying to get a goal to get back at us. And as it was, I just had an open field, so I thought I've got to go for it. Now, the story goes in the dugout, a slightly different conversation taking place, and I only found that out about an hour afterwards, what that was.
And that conversation was the management?
Very, very simple. The management going, where's he going? What's he effing doing? Get back. Get back. Oh, great goal. And then afterwards, apparently, Peter Taylor said something to when he was interviewed. We like to encourage our fullbacks to go forward. So that was it.
Colin, it would be an honour to recreate that goal with you on the hallowed turf.
Yeah.
Do you fancy it?
Yeah, have I got to wear a shirt?
Yeah, well, if you fancy it.
Oh, it's got to be the original. If it's not the original, I'm not doing it.
A replica?
OK, let's go.
About 45 yards out when I started to run.
No! There's the 6-yard box. I ran from the edge of my own box.
All right, you've got all that past. And I started to move in the box. I didn't have the ball at this time. Garry had it out there. All of a sudden, he's crossed it, and Tony Woodcock's cushioned the header, and I managed to run 40 yards and put the ball in the back of the net. Dead simple.
To do it. Not a bad looking cross. Woodcock.
Come on, Matt!
So that was it, the journey had begun. Forest had beaten the twice European champions at home in the first round. The greatest story in the history of European football was just getting started.
You